I know we are talking about the magazine, why we should have a magazine, but people want to know how they can make money. Is there real money involved in this one? Folks, yes, remember that was our topic, 28 ways to make money with the magazines on iTunes. And there are 28 ways. We will run very quickly, and some will be few seconds, some will be few statements. And I respect my guest to be very brief on every topic because there is some other thing which will come up. And Len, you go first.
Okay.
And what's the first way to make money? I know I have written down first so that way everybody can see it. First way to make money with the magazine is a subscription.
Yes.
You amplify that message.
Subscriptions are awesome. No, subscriptions, I mean, think about it from a newsletter or e-zine point of view, because that's what we were really thinking at the beginning. I mean, think about the opportunity of being able to charge for your e-zine. What would that mean even if you got 50 cents per name on your list? It would change your business. These subscription models are beautiful and juicy because they're residual income. People pay you every month, and you don't even have to take care of them. Apple actually takes a 30% cut, but they take all your customer service. They take all the subscription junk and dealing with it for you. So really, it's just looking at the money and quality content in.
Okay, here is the best. I want to amplify that one. Here is the best part. You will never see a refund request for that because anything you buy on Apple is a non-refundable. They can't even ask for a refund. I'm not reading it, so give me a refund. Otherwise, I'm going to put your name on somewhere bad. It doesn't matter. Yeah. You just have to focus on your quality of your content. Magazine is published on time. Subscribers are getting the value, and that way, whatever the money comes to you from Apple, it's your money. You can spend the way you like. Okay, I like this best part.
Yep.
And thank you. No, I was just saying, I want to thank you for that because that's actually a point that we don't talk about very often is the fact that there are no refunds. And yeah, it's great that Apple handles everything, but yeah, it's a point that we've thought about, just never really talked about, and it's worth talking about because no one likes refunds. So thanks.
Oh, you're welcome. So next three benefits are, there are like ways to make money are in-app purchase. Matt, I want you to go with this one. There are three ways to make money while in-app purchase selling. What that is for people who do not know this.
Okay, yeah, sure. So as we already talked about with the subscriptions, what a subscription gets you is the issues of the magazine, whether it's monthly or whatever. Now, above and beyond that, you can create things like a special issue. For instance, maybe like something that's a training. For instance, if you have a magazine that's all about playing drums, maybe you have a special issue that teaches you how to play a certain song. I have no song in my head that a Rush song with a great drum solo. Something like that, and you can charge a higher price point for that. Also, you can do a special report. Again, you can create that as an in-app purchase, and people can pay you for that. Like a great example here is if you have a travel magazine, a Travel and Leisure, I think, is the one that does this really well, is they have a lot of little special reports like weekend trip getaways. It's a $1 report. It doesn't cost much, but if you get 100 people a week buying that, at the end of the month, that's an extra car payment or whatever, right? So that's cool. And then also make sure that in addition to the subscriptions, you also put a price on for people that want to go back and buy a back issue. Because this is one of the carryover things from the traditional print magazines are not only can, like if a person subscribes today, they don't get access to, the previous month's issues, but they can still see them on inside the app. So if they want an issue that had Jack Canfield on it or whatever, they would have to buy it. So what's cool about it is you just make it a couple bucks more than, like for instance, if your magazine costs $3.99, you make that magazine $6.99 to buy the back issue, and people buy them. So it's just three quick ways to, you already have the magazine, you might as well implement these things as well. So that's just three quick in-app purchase strategies.
Thank you for sharing. Look at this. I'm showing you on my screen, Billionaire Mentor magazine. What we do is for every issue, we put a $9.99. So, because just like Matt mentioned, 6 months from now, whenever somebody's subscribing later, they cannot go back to the back issue, but they can buy a separate issue as a separate. That's all additional ways to, it's like an upsell basically. They want a special issue, you just pay for it. Yep. And as a subscriber, you keep getting all the future issues, not the back issues. That's a simple thing. And they can, but they want to get it, they just go ahead and buy it. That's what the in-app purchase means. Thank you so much for sharing. It's really really, really big. This is so exciting because when I saw that there's so many ways to make money, I could not even stop. I just that's why one of the reason I went for, let me go for publishing.
Yep. Well, and there will be more as well.
Oh, absolutely. So
It's weird, I
here
know.
you go. Again, on the top of in-app purchase, you can do iTunes affiliate marketing. There are 4 ways you can do it, and Len, you go for this.
Well, and I'm going to bring Matt in because he actually did a little bit more with Jesse and so forth. So.
Yeah, and this is a great opportunity to actually give a plug to someone that's a friend of ours who is a great, great, great resource when it comes to Apple's affiliate commissions. So it's a company called GeoRiot, and why I love them so much is they literally control everything. For instance, if you want to belong to Apple's affiliate program, you have to sign. Like, it only covers, if you sign up, it basically covers for U.S., Canada, and Mexico. But there's, I think, 126 different app stores or something to that effect. I apologize if I get that number wrong. But there's well over 100 different app stores that are all Apple related. So what's cool about GeoRiot is it doesn't matter if someone's in China, it doesn't matter if someone's in Mexico, it doesn't matter if someone's in Berlin. Like, it doesn't even matter where they're at. You'll still get paid. Right now, if you only sign up for the U.S. app, Canadian, Mexico app store, you basically will only make money in that market if someone from that area clicks. So it's a way to use the same single link and get paid from anywhere on the planet. So go to georiot.com. It's just a great resource. They're great guys.
How you spell it? How you spell it?
GEO Riot, RIOT.com. And Jesse Lakes, and actually the partner is also named Jesse. Great guys, and Jesse actually used to work for Apple. Funny quick story. He wrote a book about the affiliate side of Apple, and then they wanted to sue him, and instead they hired him because they realized how smart he was when it came to that stuff. And then he wrote books and all this other stuff. Now he has his own company. So you can use and you can make money on the affiliate side from other newsstand apps. Basically, if you're advertising or cross-promoting other magazines, you can have those ads in your magazine. You can advertise music, other apps out there. Like, for instance, if you have a magazine all about productivity and you want to link to Brian Tracy's productivity time management app, you just have that in there. If someone clicks on it, you get paid. And other training programs and things like that in iTunes U, I think you can link to those as well. So those are the 4 ways using Apple's iTunes affiliate commission program.
See? Did a way better job than me.
Sorry. I'm trying to keep them fast, too, so that's why the pace is so fast.
No, I made a note of georiot.com. I did not know that. See, I'm learning this. I made a note right away. So, and that brings up to the next 4 ways to make money out of app affiliate marketing. I mean, that's the traditional affiliate marketing. You can push other products. That's what I really mean.
Yeah. It's. Sorry, Matt. Did I just cut you off?
No, go ahead.
No, the outside of the affiliate side, both Matt and I come from the affiliate world as well, and that was one of the things we were really, really excited about, because you can actually tie it into the joint ventures we were talking about before, and actually put an ad in for somebody and sign up for their affiliate program and do it through that way as well. So it's another way. You could add courses in, you could add products, you could add trials, and there's almost any product you can think of out there attached to an affiliate program, like a hard-end, e-line e-commerce affiliate program, and be able to institute them in either your content or your advertising in your magazine.
So it's hard to limit that to only 4 ways, because at the end of the day, whatever your magazine's about, chances are if you go to a site that, maybe you have a health magazine, you can go to a supplement site. At the bottom of that site, you'll probably notice a link that says, hey, you want to sign up as an affiliate? Because most e-commerce sites have affiliate programs. So there's products, there's high-ticket coaching programs, there's supplement software,
travel, everything.
Books, travel, like it goes on and on and on. Just find stuff that's aligned with your magazine and then create ads around it. And the bigger you build your readership, the more clicks you're going to get, the more sales you're going to get, the more commissions you're going to get. It's just a numbers game. You need to build that readership first.
That brings us to number 12. You mentioned a moment ago about coaching. So we can make money by doing coaching. How? Tell us.
Well, there's actually.
Sorry, you want to go?
How about if I just start off with one idea? How about if I just start off with one idea of the ability to use video and audio is extremely important when you're thinking about coaching for these magazines, because you can have, whether it's your own brand. I'm going to use the example of somebody, I put a magazine out, and it's sort of my brand. I'm publisher of it, and I want to sell coaching to those clients through it. I can actually do a testimonial video as well as actually a sample of my coaching right in there. People can actually watch, then sign up instantly right there. So that's one way to be able to offer coaching in it. Matt?
Yeah, and just to take that a second, like to give an analogy around that is when you go to any live events, like any seminar, and I'm not revealing any secrets here for anyone that is familiar with this, the main business model is get people at the event and upsell them into a coaching program. That's basically what these live events exist for, right? So right now, instead of an event, you're swapping out an event for your magazine, and it's 24 hours a day. Instead of having to do one event, you've got people in it 24 hours a day. So like Len said, if you have a sample of your coaching program, if you have some testimonial videos, whatever all is basically an ad in your magazine, you have the option to sell people right inside the magazine. They can click on a button and go right to a buy page right there and purchase a coaching program. Or you can have them fill out an application to do some sort of like a live coaching program, kind of like what we're doing right now at Google Hangouts. However you facilitate it's up to you. But the fact of the matter is you have a captive audience, and if you have a competency in whatever your magazine's around, and you can offer value to people and you can teach them in that, then that's something you can definitely package up and sell and make money off of.
You could also do a survey in it as well. If you're trying to gain leads for coaching, you could do a survey model which asks people, what they want to be coached about, what their top issues are, whatever it is, to create a leads funnel as well. You could also do an article or piece of content on your coaching or on some of the people that actually been changed by your coaching, and create that as article, and then actually finish that off with the buy button and that type of idea too.
Cool. Well, whole goal is you're on a magazine, you're getting a paid subscriber. They are your customers, they are your clients, they like you, they love your content, they like your quality, what you're doing. Now, the subscriber is the one thing. There is 27 other things you can upsell them basically. These are all different names where you are actually making more money from the same subscriber. Okay?
It's really beautiful.
And to that point, Siddique, that's a great point, because the first step is always the hardest. Getting the person to take out their credit card the first time in any sales funnel is the hardest. The cool thing is Apple has already helped people on that way, because they're basically, their device is a credit card, it's a cash machine, right? The credit card.
Yeah, because I can't even use my iPhone until I have a valid credit card on file.
Exactly.
Oh my God, come on. I already paid for it, but I can't use it until they have my valid active credit card.
Yeah, and that's what's so cool is Apple has made it so easy to make people want to basically, subscribe to you. And then that already gets them taking that first step towards, then they have a chance to build up loyalty by loving your content, reading it, consuming it. And at that point, they've already built up a relationship in your mind and a trust factor. And, you're an authority in their eyes already. So they're more likely to go ahead and purchase and take another step with you, since they've already been paying you. It's that first time is the hardest. And Apple actually took out a big piece of the puzzle there and made it a lot easier to get clients.
Friends, I know we are almost to the time, and this is the number 13th, and I know I apologize in advance, because you don't want to miss it. All these are new ways how you can make money. Usually you go to any other Hangouts, how many times they are sure you 1 or 2 ideas and say, okay, buy my stuff. No, we are giving you all how you can make money right here. So if you stick with us, if you have to go ahead and watch the replay. However, if you can actually postpone the next meeting and watch this one, there's 28 ways you can make money. We are giving you all the ways how you can make money. Then you make a decision if this is right for you or not. Okay? I wanted to apologize to time-conscious people. I know I want to respect your time. I really love you because you show up every time, every week on different Hangouts. But this is one of the most special one. I don't mean to say it because I published 3 magazines myself. I can relate to this one, what they're talking, and I do really. Most of the Hangouts, I learn thing or two, but this is where I'm taking my notes. I am asking, you can see that I was talking to Matt, hey, how you spell that website name? Why? Because I care about that little thing, because that can make a huge difference. Making money from 1 pound or making money from 126 pounds in the world. That's what the difference was by having the right website. Hopefully you're busy like me making notes. That brings us to the number 13th, selling advertising space. That's like a on a magazine. We all see the ads all over.
Well, And sorry, Matt. I was just going to say that the psychology behind a magazine includes advertising. It's a different animal in every respect, and a much more engaged, results-oriented partner. Because if I read a martial arts magazine, I've subscribed to it, right, and I've bought it. I'm reading the ads just as much as the content, because the gloves, I just got a pair of gloves a couple days ago, and you know, I'm buying the equipment. I'm looking at that in a different way. It's not pushed upon me. I don't look at it as an intrusion. I actually accept it. And that's what I was saying before, 2/3 of mobile magazine readers are actually asking for more advertising to be presented to them in these magazines because they enjoy it. They want it. It's not a push marketing, it's a pull marketing. So the advertising can be actually far outweigh the subscription. I was talking to somebody the other day that's already charging $1,000 a page advertising. I can't remember who that was now, what it was, but I mean, if you think 2/3 of your magazine, 68% I think it was, is the actual is paid content in a mobile magazine. That's huge.
Yeah, I think that, and then also if you take in consideration where advertising is going, as far as like advertising agencies, media spending, what's going on there, the number is ridiculous. It's like $80.2 billion by 2016 or something like that. It's going to be spent in mobile advertising across digital magazines. Not talking about the apps themselves. Talking about digital magazines, and then also I think we talked about some of the engagement stats there. 73% of people who read magazines click on ads. And of that, if I get this wrong, Len, correct me, but it's either 43 or 46%.
I think it's 46, yeah.
46% of people take action, whatever that action is, whether it's opt in for something, whether it's sign up for something, whether it's purchase something. So, I mean, these are big engagement numbers, and advertisers are really starting to take notice of it. And the other thing is, we've seen a few different reports depending on where it's coming from. Adobe put one out, Shell Advertising put one out, Condé Nast put one out. But time spent in these magazines is ranging between 45 minutes on average, upwards of 2.5 hours on average in these magazines. Try getting that stuff, that kind of time investment from your consumers or your prospects on your website. Try getting that, on any other, even in a print magazine. Try getting that anywhere else, and it's just not happening. It's crazy what's going on right now, and I think those are things you need to take into consideration. Like the other part is, I've seen a few different numbers, and you have to kind of average them out. But Len said 68%. I recently read 45% of content in the magazine is advertorial content. Mm. So why not have half of your content actually make you money? You know what I mean? Like, even if some of those are ads that we talked about earlier, like you gift them to people to be on your cover, or it's a cross promotion thing, whatever. Still, as you build, your readership. The cool thing about it is advertisers, kind of like that Field of Dreams thing. If you build it, they will come. You build your readership, advertisers are going to come from nowhere. Like they're going to come and start handing you money because they want to get in front of your audience. And I think that's something that's really it's my second form of monetization in these magazines. But it's also why it's second is because you have to build that readership first, and the more you build it, as you build your readership, so too does the dollars you can command for your ad space. So,
well, and the cool
no-brainer.
Sorry, man. I was going to say the cool part about that is every ad costs you nothing to put in.
Yes, free real estate to give away.
Yeah, it's free real estate that gains more value as more people subscribe.
Yeah.
That brings us to number 14, corporate sponsorships.
Oh yeah, that's all.
I want to answer that one before you do it.
Perfect. Yeah, cool.
We did an event a few months ago with some. I will not mention any names here. I sold a corporate sponsorship package to like a significant 5 figures. Okay.
Beautiful.
And say, okay, you will be on that event sponsorship, plus you will have an article inside the magazine and your own ad. It's like a combo package. They can't even figure out where the money is going, Yeah. And nice. I could publish multiple issues on that money alone. One sponsor alone.
That's beautiful, and that is something that isn't really being tracked down too much yet. These corporations want access, as same as the advertisers. They want access to the mobile crowd because they see that's where people are moving and spending their attention. But it's not so easy on being able to choose how to reach those people. So the mobile magazines are a beautiful piece of property for that.
Yeah, and I think it's just a matter of being creative because it's really, you know, you can come up with any magazine idea and then start looking at who might want to sponsor the cover, who might want to have an ongoing sponsored section, like maybe it's a 3-page section inside. You know, like it really it's up to you to be creative and then start reaching out to possible sponsorship. But as you mentioned, Siddique, like 5 figures is significant. If you could do that every single issue, I mean, how does that change your life, right? That's a significant lifestyle change for anyone. I don't care who you are. I think it's worth doing.
Yep.
Cool. In fact, I'm going to share one strategy with you know, like Len, you have been doing joint ventures for a long time, and hardest part is when you outreach to somebody much bigger than you, and they have like 100,000 people on the mailing list. Guess what they say? Okay, why should I promote their product? Can they promote me first before I promote them? That's the contention block is like, you know, clog the whole system.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to promote their own product first, but in a magazine, I outreach to those people who never want to promote anybody ever, really. I never promoted anybody for 10 years. I say, okay, cool, good for you. I'm glad you're so picky, because I just kind of amplify what they say, and then at the end, here's what I tell them, okay. You have done so much. Here's my pitch to them. I'm sharing it publicly. You guys, when you actually have your own magazine, you just duplicate it. You have my permission to steal it from me. Okay, it's
Nice.
working right now from me. Okay, I tell them, hey, you know, I'm not going to mention a name because, you know, people's ego. I say, like, let's call it Joe. Hi, Joe. You have been doing so much into this X topic space. It's the same topic. You know, whatever. Just replace the topic name in real estate, in mentoring and coaching. Their heart opens up there, you know. And
Hey,
I want to outreach to you to acknowledge your work, okay? And my response rate is so high on that one.
I think you froze there for a few
it's killing
minutes.
me because you froze and I didn't hear what your strategy was, and I need to know.
Oh. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, so I tell them, hey, you know, I'm outreaching to you. Let's call it a Joe. Hi, Joe. You know, I know you are the pioneer into your topic. Whatever the topic name is, I replace with that one. You're a pioneer. You have been doing this for so long, and I hear it all over. You have impacted so many people's life. It's all about amplifying what they're doing, basically. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm outreaching to you to acknowledge your work by publishing it in one of my magazines. It's just acknowledgement of your work, basically.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. And I get a response rate. It's like if I tell you the real percent, you won't even believe it. Why? Because I'm not outreaching to promote anything.
I'm actually going to try that out because I've been playing around with different swipe files, you know, that I kind of customize depending on who I'm reaching out to.
Good.
And I'm going to try that out because it's a great way to frame it, and I'm curious to see what the difference will be. I'm excited. That's a good one.
Absolutely. And then I say, okay, just text me on this number. Just like text is like this. I just kind of put a code for them. And then I got their cell phone number. They are the big guy. I got their cell phone number right away the moment they text. I don't ask for cell phone. They don't know me yet that big. And then we have like a 15-minute phone call. And I tell them, hey, I see you have like 100 articles on eZine or whatever, wherever, you know, on their blog. Joe, what is the best content you're really proud of what you've written? They will identify themselves. Oh, this video or this blog was like read by 10,000 people.
Great.
Then I ask them, can I publish the same one in my magazine? Guess what? What's the answer? Yes.
Yep, that's it exactly. That's actually something I did for one of my first pieces of content from Sports Illustrated. I did that. I said, and I reached out to them and said that the article was a fabulous. It was actually, I can remember, it was about the Hoyt family, father and son, and they ran a triathlon, and the son was had a debilitating disease, and his muscles he couldn't do, so the father ran the whole triathlon with him and carried him through it. And it was amazing. So I asked them, can I take that article and put it into my newsletter at the time? And it was my first one. I was so shocked. They came back and said, yes, of course. And that was a whole new thought to me. And then, so great, Siddique. That's a really nice way to be able to present it.
Yeah. And then this guy has over 100,000 people. One guy has 150,000 people in the mailing list, and the other one has 60,000 in their mailing list. And they say we are so protective because they never really promote anything, and any people unsubscribe, and all those people who said never from overseas, I remove them manually and whatever because I want to keep my list very clean. Thank you for all sharing with me. And then I'm going to, because that list is gold for me because they are going to promote their own article inside the magazine. And then I tell them, Joe, I like everything what I heard from you, but you probably thinking there's a catch to it, all this one. Is that right? I said, yeah. He says, sure. Here is the catch. I don't want to surprise you. You have to promote the magazine to your own list. You're telling them, hey, here's some magazine is acknowledging what we have been doing, finally noticing it, from that angle. We are featured in this magazine. My response rate is 100% on that promotion. 100%.
Is it not an awesome door opener? I mean, I've never seen anything like that in the JV world. You and I have had, you said 20 years, it's been like 24, 25 years I've been doing JVs. Nothing. I've never had anything that people say yes to as quick to be a part of.
Yeah. So, in fact, I disclose all this here. In fact, many people say, you're not doing JVs anymore. I say I'm doing a JVs on a much higher level where I only accept yeses, not no's anymore.
Nice. Nice. That's great.
You can use that quote if when you're saying for a JVs, if you want to get a yes every time, this is the way to do it, and it works by the way.
That's great. That's funny.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
Okay, let's get to the number 15, developing leads, developing and selling leads. That's like you get subscribers and people, you can actually sell it to other people.
Yeah, and the thing is too is they already trust you because they're already been paying you. They're subscribers. They understand as we mentioned before, the hardest part in anything is to be able to get a person to trust you enough to hand over that first sale. They've already done that with the subscription, so when they're looking in the magazine, they have a different feel about it already. Plus, again, they don't have to take their credit card out again each time to buy in that same way. So it's a much different feel. So developing leads and sales for us, what we found is much easier through there. And you can actually develop opt-ins right through the magazine by putting an opt-in strategy right in the magazine and acquire leads for whatever. You can actually even turn around. I talked to one magazine quite a while ago that was developing leads through that kind of strategy and then turning around and selling or renting out those leads.
Yeah, and to that point, like just to give you an idea of a niche or an idea, like to put it in perspective of how it could work is, say for instance you had a magazine that was all related to like baby boomers. I don't know what the niche is, but it's a baby boomer magazine. Well, then you can make like an ad with, like Len said, a opt-in form in there that basically is all about restoring your youth or keeping your youth or living longer, whatever it is. And then you can literally turn around and take those and rent that list or sell those leads or whatever it is, whatever that looks like for you, to a company that maybe does plastic surgery or Botox or whatever. That's the sort of thing. You just need to think a little bit outside the box. Figure out who's aligned. Basically build this lead up, nurture them, and sell them. Like another thing is if you're doing a local real estate magazine, well, you could build leads up for people that need roofing, painting, windows, whatever. The list goes on and on and on of what you can do, and what's that worth to people? Like if I'm a local roofer and you're handing me leads of people that say yes, I need roofing done right now. Well, I'll pay you $100 a pop. I'll pay you $200 a pop because it means I don't have to do any. It's almost a guaranteed sale, and I don't have to do any advertising or marketing for it. What's that? It comes down to individual businesses. They all should know what their cost per acquisition is for a client, and if they do, make sure that you're charging them less and sell them some leads. So it's just a great way to generate money. And again, the bigger your readership, the more leads you'll be able to generate, the more money you'll be able to make from it.
Yeah, and if you have a beauty or an anti-aging magazine or whatever it may be, I mean, you can think of the products behind there that would love to be able to develop leads through, whether it be pharmaceutical or whether it be more on the organic type, natural style. They're both companies will buy those leads.
Yeah.
Cool, and that leads to our next thing is like number 16 is selling email ad space. You know, you can actually have an email newsletter to your subscribers and sell the email ad space.
Yes.
Yeah, well, you know, we're huge, as you are as well, Siddique. I mean, huge proponents of building your email list outside of your magazine for lots of reasons. But it gives you another asset, and it also gives you another way to, you know, make money and another touch point for people. And there's lots of ways to build that database, and we actually talk about that in our training. So I won't get into that now, but there's lots of ways to do it. But the idea is, you know, build that readership up, and then you can literally start emailing them offers or renting space in it, and you know, in the newsletter that you're sending people. And this is above and beyond the magazine. So it's just another way to build another revenue stream on, you know, piggyback it on top of what you're already doing with your magazine business.
In fact, I want to amplify this one. On all three of my magazine, on every article at the end, there's hey, to claim a free gift, enter your email here. There's opt-in box to every article.
Every article? Nice.
Every article. And
Nice.
also I have a QR code at the end of every article, which is unique to that article. And they can also text like this at the end.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. They want to scan it, or they want to text it, or they want to email it. Doesn't matter. There's a huge number who is opting in, like a 30-40% people are opting in, and I'm getting text responses too.
Can I ask you a question? That just because it's not anything that I've done, and I'd be curious what your it goes against my intuition, but I'm always happy to be proven wrong. Is the QR codes at the end of your video or at the end of your articles? So the reality is, you know, a person needs to take this and then do this.
Yes,
you know, take a picture.
that's correct. Yeah.
Are people doing it?
Yeah, of course.
Cool. Well, it's just nothing I've tried, so I always like to learn new stuff. I just
Like a pure digital person, they don't want to type in anything. They want to scan. They look cool. That's what they do. You want to cover everybody. Email, or text, old-fashioned, or the QR code, doesn't matter. It doesn't cost me anything extra to put QR code.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt.
It doesn't cost me. Yeah, that's it. No.
Yep.
Yeah, so you put a phone or the text message, a link, and a QR code, and an opt-in form. You cover all your bases right there.
In fact, a QR code, they don't know what they will get until they scan for it. That's like, oh, let me check. You know.
Yeah, that curiosity factor is awesome.
Yes, cool. That's why we are building an email list, because we can also do this. Database list.
Yeah, and I touched on that a little while ago when you were talking about leads and creating leads to be able to sell. I've talked to pharmaceutical companies that are putting magazines out, developing leads for themselves, and then renting it out to other like-minded, you know, they have demographic, they have everything on the person. Database rental and list is absolutely huge out there.
Yeah. That's easy. And that number 18 is a merchandise sale.
Yeah, I mean, to that point, it's if you've got again, I'll use the health industry. Maybe your whole business is selling supplements. So you create a magazine just to try to generate more leads. Well, inside the magazine, you have ads for your merchandise. Like, why not? That it's a great brand extender. As we talked about at the beginning, it's a really good lead generation tool. So if your whole business is selling merchandise, or if that's just one aspect or one facet of your business, then make sure you have ads in your magazine for your merchandise, because otherwise you're leaving money on the table.
Okay, and if you don't have your own merchandise, that brings us to the next one. You can have an affiliate merchandise sales. That means you bring other people's merchandise inside your magazine. You don't even have to have your own merchandise. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah. If you don't have, again, leaving money on the table, why not sign up for affiliate programs, as we talked about before, and sell? If you've got a running magazine, why not sponsor shoes or, whatever other things that people may need that runners, use? You could tell them I'm a big runner. I know they use shoes. and then I went quiet. But you know what I mean? There's lots of stuff that you can sell that's aligned with any niche. So sign up for an affiliate program, create an ad, make some money off of it.
So the next one is the 20 of the public speaking. This is the best one, which I know there are many, many speakers who are watching this, because I send it to my 3,500 speakers group on LinkedIn. So if you are a speaker, you know the pain of getting on stages, okay? Because that's why we have the group. That's the #1 question: how I can get to more stages. Here is a little secret: you publish a magazine on your niche, bring a promoter to be hey, I want to promote you in my magazine.
Yeah.
They love that.
Plus, the other people that are doing it too, as a back end, they become media. So all the events that they go to, everything that they go to, they can have media press badges by going in, and they can get behind the scenes. They can usually enter for free. There's a whole other side benefit as well to it back end.
Some of our publishers are doing that already. They're getting into free events and just interviewing people while they're there. One guy, this is actually kind of funny. So one guy actually just showed up at an event, showed his iPad and said, hey, I'm doing this magazine. Just showed the cover of the magazine on his iPad, and they let him in. He got to do all kinds of interviews, got tons of content, and got to go to the event for free. Another one of our publishers, same thing. He's got an investment magazine. It's gold and silver. He went to an event. He got enough interviews and enough content contributors to agree at this. It was a trade show, actually, I think, and then covered it. And he had enough content to last him, he said, 12 issues, so a year, just by going to that one event. And obviously, your press, you can get into these events for free now. So it's kind of a fringe benefit.
Cool. Let me finish the speaker one, because that's a really biggie thing. Why speakers should have a magazine? If you are getting a hard time and getting on stages, this having a magazine can get you on stages, because every other speaker is competing with you to get on the same stage. You are telling the promoter, I'm going to promote you inside the magazine. I'm going to showcase you on a cover, whatever you like, based on how big the event is. And promoter want your help in the promotion, and they want to look good. And in exchange, they will give you a prime spot, not the Sunday evening at 5 p.m. on third day when everybody got all the money.
Yeah.
You got the prime spot when you like it, after lunch, first day, or whenever you like to speak. You know your best conversions. How much is it worth to you? I don't want to put a dollar sign. You know you have been speaking for years and years. You know if you are on the right spot or the right day on this 3-day event, how much you could have made extra. I don't want to put a dollar sign. I have seen people making hundreds of thousands of dollars in one weekend. That could change your future just by implementing this one little strategy.
Yeah, there's no better credibility builder out there or authority builder in a market than a magazine.
Yeah. And when you're speaking on a stage, you tell them, hey, I'm looking for a next 5, 10 people who I want to showcase their success stories inside my magazine. I'm looking for case studies only, not buy my stuff. Everybody wants to say buy my stuff. That's what everybody else does. When you show them the magazine, and you should tell them, I want you to be like this here. I'm looking for a few people.
And while you're there, you also gift everyone a free 3-month subscription while you're there as well. So you're giving everyone else, something else, and then they become subscribers later. The other thing I just want to mention, just because we're talking about like public speaking, and it's not really a monetization thing, but it kind of is. It could kind of lead to it. Is if you look at the reason most people build or create and write books is because they want to build their authority. They want to be able to be seen as that authority and command the big paychecks and all that stuff, right? And go to these events, do public speaking, all that stuff. Well, the cool thing about a magazine is a book is a one-time thing, and unless you write another one and another one and another one. But a magazine continues the dialogue on with people, which means they build more loyalty, which means you have more opportunities to sell them into coaching programs and products and merchandise and affiliate sales, and the list goes on and on.
Events.
Events. It's an ongoing cycle. So I just want to mention that just while we're on the whole public speaking thing is I look at magazines as like a book on steroids for me personally, for marketing purposes and things like that and revenue generation. So I just want to throw that point out there.
Here is the best part. Magazine is publishing a book every month. Good part is you don't have to write it.
Yeah. Boom. There you go.
You don't have to write. Other people are like begging to write inside in your magazine.
Yep.
I am not a writer. You probably know from my accent, English is not my first language. Duh. I can't even write a whole sentence without mistakes. You probably can realize from how I'm speaking. However, I'm a publisher of 3 magazines. Is that like a proof?
It's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. This is what it is. It's awesome.
Yeah. Okay, that brings us to the next one-to-one coaching.
Yeah, I think that was basically the coaching that we were doing before. We were talking about offering coaching and the different ways to be able to present that one-to-one coaching in that way. Matt, you were going to say something too, I think.
Yeah, we kind of touched on selling coaching programs, but now one-to-one coaching is usually a higher price point type thing, and it's a more intimate program and stuff like that. So it's another opportunity to take your relationship with whoever makes sense to and whoever's interested in doing it deeper and also on a higher price point type thing. So, again, the magazine is just a great business card, for attracting new coaching, one-on-one coaching clients.
Plus, you get to prove yourself through it in your content, plus the association, the halo branding of the association, where everybody else in their magazine really points to your credibility. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in it.
Yeah, that's a good point. If you have Jack Canfield on your cover, he's basically it's basically his nod of approval and saying, yes, I trust this guy. I trust Siddique. So it also plays your credibility there, which in the minds of your reader says, okay, Siddique must know what he's talking about. Maybe I will, go one-on-one coaching with him.
Yeah, like what Matt is really saying is, people don't trust you when you say something. You are known by the company you keep. You are known by the association. In this real world, we always borrow a credibility from someone. That's why I say, can you introduce me to your friend? Can you make an introduction to that guy? What are you trying to do?
Yeah, exactly. Transfer trust.
Yeah,
there is the transfer of trust, but at the other side, just because I want to throw this out there because I wouldn't feel right about it if I didn't, is you have to be authentic and you have to deliver upon whatever it is you're selling. You have to be giving quality advice, quality coaching, whatever it is. You need to make sure you're making good on whatever it is your offer is.
I would say 100% on that one. If you have no plan to deliver it, don't even ask your friend to make the introduction, please.
Yep.
Nope.
Okay, cool. And the next one is the group coaching. That's my most favorite one. I personally don't like one-to-one coaching because I'm sure we have all done it, but some clients sucks almost. Oh my God, I have to get to that 1 hour with that guy. It could be me on the other side. Doesn't matter. But if you're group coaching, yeah, I can ignore that guy all the time in the whole hour, and he's just listening.
Well, it could be something that's ongoing as well, that you're offering a monthly group coaching, and as your subscriber base grows, so does your base of group coaching grow.
Mm-hmm. And I believe personally, there's something to be learned from everyone. So if I'm talking with you one-on-one, I'm going to learn something. But if I'm in a group mentorship program where there's 12 other people, I'm going to learn a ton, and I'm going to draw a lot of parallels to everything that everyone else is doing and figure out, it's learning 12 tactics instead of one at one time, basically. I love group mentorship programs too, Siddique. I've been part of them. I've got a lot of value from them, and I'm a huge advocate of them, with the right people, obviously, that are involved in them. So, yep, I agree with you.
And the highest, most favorite one is mastermind groups. I'm part of a few of them, and imagine being in mastermind with 20 people or 12 people. Everyone bring what's working for them and what's not working for them. What's working for them, and now everybody can realize is tried and tested, and that problem is being solved, helping your other 19 people, helping you to solve your problem.
The energy is much greater.
Huge, huge, huge.
Yeah, and when you're in the position of having your own magazine, it puts you in, I guess, in that position to where you're able to actually facilitate these things because you have the audience. You can be very choosy. You can vet your audience, see who makes sense to be in it, because you've got a big readership base. So you can actually just go out, survey them, who would be interested, fill out an application, and choose the people that you want to be in the mastermind group, in your mastermind group that you think will bring the most value to it.
You can actually, because it's a continued messaging too, you could actually do some sort of program that showed that group coaching program growing every month. You could actually share the month previous, some of the successes and so forth from the group, that type of idea. And that's where an ongoing message like that can have a big effect on your marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So and plus for your magazine, those mastermind group members will be adding a content for you. So you can actually share their strategies inside with their permission, of course. So sometimes the people don't want to share outside. So with their permission, there's already enough number of people who love to share, and they will acknowledge and they build their own credibility inside.
Yep.
So the next is 24. If this is not enough for you even make a decision that you should be having your own magazine, I don't know about that one. If I tell my wife all about that one, she will say, honey, start working this 24/7. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Well, and that's a good point, Siddique. Is you chances are anyone that creates one of these magazines are not going to do all 28 of these, and they're not going to do all of them at once, because the idea is we're kind of in the home stretch of talking about the last handful of ways that we've identified to make money. And what I do want to say is it gets easier to add more of these on as your readership grows, because then you have a larger audience and a higher chance of being successful, of attracting the right personal consulting clients, which we're talking about right now, or mastermind group clients, or coaching clients, or whatever. So, concentrate on some of the low-hanging fruit first, and the subscriptions is obviously the easiest one. And then as time goes by, start looking at what other ones you want to implement. You don't have to do everything all at once. So I just wanted to throw that out there in case this is 28 ways, and it's exciting, but it also could be overwhelming to someone to think, oh man, I've got to create all these products and programs and all that stuff. No, you don't. Take a look at your business and your magazine and your niche. Look at what makes sense. Look where you can provide value, and then maybe carve your monetization methods out of that. Maybe you're only doing 4 of them, but maybe those 4 are just hitting it out of the park for you. It's really a case by case basis. So I just want to throw that disclaimer out there, saying don't do them all. Don't do them all right out of the gate, because you'll overwhelm yourself. But you have tons of options, and I can guarantee no matter what your magazine's about, no matter what your niche is about, with just the 28 we're talking about here today, you'll find something that works for you.
Yep.
cool. In fact, at the end, I'm going to share with you, if you're still watching and probably watching on a replay, I say, oh my God, this is like a very long, it's like a 90-minute already. This is worth for your time. I'm going to share with you, you need to focus on only one thing in this 28, and everything else really falls apart automatically, and you can outsource the damn everything else, and they will, you still make money. That way you truly have a lifestyle, not, you didn't try to create another job, J-O-B, so. But we want to make sure that, like Matt said, so there's so many options exist, so it's not only you're stuck into one thing, there few may work for you, few may work for somebody else. So that runs into the 26 run live events. We all go to many events. So you can run live events, fulfill from this one. I don't want to name somebody, but I do know the exact numbers. Somebody marketed through the magazines. I know it's a really big name. They do one event a year. 200 people, each one pay at $10,000 2 days, once a year. $2 million one event. How many of those events you need to have in your life before your life could be a little different than what is today?
Yeah, and we already talked about how promoting events helps you get bigger speakers. So we can sort of turn that around and think, well, also promoting our own events through it, as well as others, it's a huge opportunity to be able to fill seats, and that could even be a virtual one as well.
And then again, if you've got coaching programs or consulting programs, whatever, once you get people at the live events, you can focus on if it makes sense to, try to sell people into those programs at your live events, because you have a captive audience again. So it's just kind of that whole, cycle and circle, and it just rinse and repeat. But it's a great way to, a live event, I don't have to tell you, but for the value of whoever your audience is, there's something that happens at live events, right? You connect with people, you network with people. That's where deals happen. That's where all this stuff happens. So from a value perspective from your readers, live events are great. It just depends on what you're trying to achieve. But if you're going to look, you're a JV guy, so obviously live events are something you probably do a lot of. So that's important, and you get a lot of value out of them. And you're not alone. There's a lot of people that do.
Well, and live events all across. Even a travel magazine has the opportunity to hold different types of live events that could be marketed through the magazine as well. So it's really ingenuity and creativity time, because you could take any one of these 28 different methods and you could mold them or shape them considering the strategy you're using, and be able to have something very valuable that really is tailor-made for you too.
Right.
Cool. This is my most favorite one, membership sites, where it's just like a subscriber. They subscribe to some higher value product, and your product doesn't have to be your own one. You can white label, private label other products from somebody, license it from them, and put it on your own membership site, and keep making money forever from there, as long as they are using it. You just need to put a content over there, basically. Anything you want to add, Len, This
I was just going to say, yeah, that was perfect. I was just going to say you can expand upon the magazine in a membership site, give some different extras along in that they only get there. And the first sale is the subscription, but the membership site is a really nice upsell from that.
Yeah, and it gives the chance of your readers, maybe inside the membership site, there's a community aspect, like a forum aspect or something that's private and exclusive to just the paying members. And it gives them a chance to really network with like-minded people who share the same interests. So it's a bonding thing. It's a way to keep people involved. It's a way to keep that attrition rate up for your magazine as well. So it's just another extension, as Len said. Like, you can offer someone the first video in a training course in your magazine, but inside the membership site, you can give them the rest of it. So it's that sort of thing, is where you can give them a taste of a magazine, because you can only go so deep in a magazine, right? That's the whole idea, is people like to consume them as a hobby, basically, in their free time. So the idea is it's there as a conversation starter. So whether you sell them into coaching programs, consulting programs, membership sites, the magazine itself is a conversation starter. So it gives you the ability to go deeper in things like membership programs or membership sites and stuff like that.
They make a great foundation, but from there's just so many different ways to go to deepen that relationship. Yeah.
Great. That brings the 27A. We are just one more away. We are done with the 28. Is the licensing. So can you tell us, Len, what's the licensing mean here?
Well, licensing, and Matt, help me out on this one as well too. You've done more work, I think, with this one as well.
I would say oh, sorry, Len.
No, you go ahead. Sorry.
I would say, again, this is something that is not implementable unless you already have a brand and you have notoriety and stuff like that, or once you reach a level of you build a big readership and your name becomes kind of a household name. A
licensable asset, yeah.
And there's people that will come to you and actually want to use your name, your brand, and put it on their product. And obviously, be picky. Make sure you're not doing anything that just to make money, but it actually enhances your brand. And it's just another asset, like Len said. It's a way to make more money from just the name that you built. I mean, a great person is Jack Canfield does this, like with his books, right? And he's got a ton of books, and a lot of them are extensions of the brand. But it's not that he wrote them all, right? I mean, that's the whole point of it. There's a lot of licensing. I don't know the whole makeup of his business. I'm just giving an analogy. I might have that completely wrong, but the idea is you're able to do it with your brand and lend your brand to other people and make money off of it.
Well, and look at the idea. I mean, licensing, one of the licensing kings out there is Gene Simmons. I mean, it was a rock band, right? But he's got, I think, last time I heard it was like well over 6,000 licenses on his name and likeness. So, I mean, he created a celebrity, created a platform that people can sell other things related because of what he does. And so for a magazine, pardon me?
Or unrelated. They have kissed
Or unrelated, yeah. Unrelated. Didn't really matter. And really, I mean, that's psychology. Yeah. That psychology with magazines works the same way, because once your magazine and your brand in that way is built to a point where it can be used to sell other things by likeness, you've got licensing opportunities as well in that magazine.
Cool. That brings the most favorite one, which I really love this, how to give it back.
Fundraising. Yeah, well, I mean, I was actually talking one time to it was a fellow wanting to start a magazine, and it really started me thinking about the fundraising side, because he was wanting to go out and start something that was viral in the magazine and create more of a viral ability to it. And so we started playing around with the idea of, it was a church group at the time, and he was wanting to get into different church groups all over the world and different individual churches. And I said, if you utilized it, and it can be utilized in a few different ways this way, but as a fundraiser, then it can gain legs and gain more viral ability. One of the ways to do it is to utilize the subscription cost. If you're doing just one basic fundraiser, say you're a school, and you want to start a magazine for your school, and the subscription that's raised actually goes towards the school's field trip program or whatever it is, or a business can actually start it, or a nonprofit could start a magazine and have the subscription, have the advertising, have the profit from the magazine go directly into that fundraising ability as well. You could also do advertising to it too. Sorry.
No, sorry, Len, but to that point, I actually had a strategy call with an NPO yesterday, And basically their whole thing is they teach people, it's specifically in the city of Detroit, and they teach people how to take care of their dogs better, how to feed them better, how to, they teach them all about spading and neutering, because in Detroit there's a lot, and I mean a ton of, dogs running around and malnourished, malnourished dogs and stuff like that. So, I was talking to her about, by creating, because one of their problems is they need money because they buy food, they do all the, the shots, for lack of
the vaccinations.
I couldn't find that word in my head. But things like that, and they fund all this out of pocket and off of donations. I said, well, what if you built something that could go global, because animals people are fanatical about, and they care about, their hearts go out to them. And if they were subscribing to all these stories that were of all these like rescue missions and things like that, again, you don't create the content, you go out to all these different associations and all these different companies and NPOs that are doing this sort of work. You have them contribute the content, you feature them, they share it with their communities, all that stuff. You're going to attract lots of organic traffic. You're going to make money that you can then grow your NPO from. So it's just a great way to give back, as you kind of mentioned, Siddique.
Great. So these are like 28 ways we showed them, and I'm sure by your mind juices are working. You probably find already a few more than how you can make money.
Right. Yeah, share them with us too. If there's something
share with us how you plan to make money with this one. Here's the one thing I promise with you. You just need to focus on building subscription base. That's it. Everything else falls apart automatically, because if you have no subscriber, all the other 27 ways doesn't make any sense.
Right. Yep.
And best secret to really build a subscriber, you don't have to actually spend money to build a subscriber base. You can actually find those contributors with the end in mind that you need to build the subscribers who have the list already. You just want to go with them on acknowledging their work, publishing them, and they will promote to their list. Like yesterday, I got someone who has 150,000 affiliates in his system.
Wow, that's huge.
Okay, and he will be on, I don't know about the cover or not, but he will in the magazine. Okay, I don't know for sure. Imagine the power being a publisher. I don't know if he will be on the cover of the magazine or not. He made from, I would not say from zero to, I would say from average, like everybody makes on the average, in 2 years from over $50 million in 2 years. And he will be on the cover or inside the magazine, because we have not made the decision yet. And he already, in 1 day, less than 24 hours, that he already gave the content because he wanted to be acknowledged for what he has delivered. And he will promote to all of his affiliates, not one time, multiple mailing. These are the same affiliates who made him $50 million sales. I don't think so. He has $50 million in his account, but of course, I have all the expenses, refunds, and you name it. It doesn't matter whatever you make, a small amount of, even a small percent of 50 million is a lot of money.
Yeah,
yes?
Definitely.
And he is going to promote the magazine to the same people who made him $50 million. Look at the power of magazine. It's a priceless. I'm sharing with you because I already have that.
And how much did it cost you to set that up, Siddique?
It cost me a few text messages.
So a few cents, I guess it might be, depending on.
No, not even a text message, because I use a Google Voice, so even the text message is free to me.
So
nothing.
That's great. That's great, and that's right. By them sharing with their audiences, and in every niche, there's people that have built up audiences that you can go after and give them value and exchange that value into more subscribers for you.
Absolutely. In fact, give them a value which they don't have.
Yep.
Right.
And they are willing to promote to right away. He didn't even say a no in a one line, not even no. He said, "Go, cool, that's it." I asked him, "That will bring this. You need to do this one." I said, "Sure, no problem," because he wanted to be acknowledged what he has done.
Nice.
He's an amazing guy. He's a real story. I'm really proud of him.
Yeah. Well, and that naturally equates into them saying yes to.
Absolutely. So, again, these are like all different ways, and I'm sure we all have questions how I can jump on this one. I didn't even share the link. If you have seen it, you probably already seen the link, but you didn't see it. Let me mention it. You can text AZM to 404-418-6019, and then the moment you text it, You can use your cell phone. You can even, if you have an old phone, you don't have to have any phone. Any cell phone can actually text it to this number. I'm going to ask you your name, then the email, then I'm going to send you a link where Len and Matt has a very powerful presentation that's all focused on all the stats. If you are still not convinced enough, this magazine may not be actually, you probably have more questions. And you want to attend that presentation before you even make a decision. You don't have to jump on. This is something that may be a life-changing event for you. You want to think through on this one. I'm not rushing you. Buy it now. There's nothing to buy. There's no link. Okay? So because I made the decision like this, I want to consume everything because it's a serious commitment. Yeah, of course, some money commitment and some time commitment. It's a serious commitment where you want to take yourself where you are right now and where you want to go. It's a serious commitment. You have to uplift yourself in your mind like your biggest real estate between your ears, that Matt said. It's exactly what that is. That takes some time. That cannot happen in one click. So you want to text it to this number. 404-418-6019. If you are outside from US, don't worry, this number works all over the world. You just do a +1 on the front. Even you from Australia, New Zealand, watching a replay live, doesn't matter. You can do it anytime, and that will send you the, I will collect that information, and you're giving me permission to contact you, and you're giving me permission to share with Matt and Len team to actually to talk to you, to answer your questions. We are not going to sell this number to anybody, so don't worry about that part. Okay? We have given you so much content for almost very close to 2 hours. Hopefully we have earned that trust that you're going to text it to this number. And even though, let's say you decided not to buy, hopefully you really have enjoyed all the content that gives you many, many possibilities, how you can actually do one thing and actually get money from 28 different sources about doing just one thing right for something. If for many people they have done so many things, I have done so many things which I failed miserably myself. I wish I knew something like this one 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I wish. Okay. After doing so many joint ventures and many things fall apart because everyone has to do their part, there is always somebody in the whole team that doesn't do what they're supposed to do. Guess what? Nothing happens. I solved that problem by publishing joint magazines now. Now that won't happen at all. My all JVs will be successful because if one component is not working, it doesn't matter. I replace that little component with new contributors. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to worry about that at all. I own the list. I am the magazine publisher. You can have the magazine. You can have your own list. You never have to ask anybody to promote your product or service. You only ask them to promote the magazine where they're already part of it. People help you to promote whatever they are part of and creating with you. That's a crowdfunding and crowdsourcing is all about. That's why it's so hard. They help you to promote it because they are part of your magazine. They will help you to promote the magazine because they want to show about themselves, not about your magazine. Who cares? Is that right?
Yep.
But if you're still thinking, oh, you don't have a cell phone, you still don't trust me and Len yet, you know what? You want to go the old-fashioned way? Here's the link for you guys. I know anyone who is going to click on the link, I know that you don't have a cell phone, okay? And you probably don't know how to text. You are admitting it right on the front. But here is the link: jvgenius.com/appzinemachine. APPZINEMACHINE. Okay, that link is my affiliate link. Of course, I may get paid from these folks when you buy something, but here is something I'm going to do for you. When you buy it from my sending this text message or from this link, doesn't matter how you do it, watch the video. When you decide to buy, I will give you 2 hours one-to-one with you. First hour will be before you publish a magazine, so I can tell you everything what not to do on the top of trainings what you go through with Len and Matt. They have a comprehensive training. I have access to that training. I have seen it. I have watched most of the videos, not all of them yet. However, it's a very high quality training. I can tell you this one. It's a real one. It's not a flaky one. I can tell because I have been in this business for long enough to know if this is good or just junk. It's a really high quality. You get almost 9.9 out of 10. Why? Because I don't like to give a 10 because then they will be so like oh, we are the best one. I want them to work on the toe.
And there's always room for improvement.
Absolutely.
What can we do, Siddique, to get that last star?
So what I'm going to give you 2 hours of my personal consulting time. One is because I just done 3 magazines right now. By the time you are completing your magazine, I may have done like 3-4 more. Hopefully you agree. I know a few thing or two to share with you what not to do and what's a better way which work for me. I probably can give you my script how I outreach to content contributors, how I ask them to commit to promote the magazine. If that's worth for you, I'm sure you want to text it to me and get to this link. But if you're buying directly from them, which is okay too, I don't mind. However, you don't qualify for 2 hours of consulting time then. See, that's a catch. And 1 hour will be after once you have published the magazine. I will tell you how I got my subscribers right from where they were before, and then how I keep going it up and how I'm building upon the previous subscriber, last month's subscriber to the next month. That's a huge value. I won't even offer it to anybody.
That is a huge value. That's huge value, Siddique.
Yes, yeah. And maybe if there's enough number of people share, buy it through a kind of group, we probably can start something like a mastermind, like a small mastermind for my group, where I won't charge you anything, okay? Because guess what? I'm a student like you guys. Once you have published your magazine, the 12 people publish a magazine. I probably have few at the same time. However, I can learn from each one of you just like you're learning from me. So we all in this together. And if everybody agree, we can probably start a mastermind. I love to be part of masterminds. I would love to facilitate that too, because I have learned from my master, Alex Mandossian, how to run masterminds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So that's my little gift. It's unannounced because Len and Matt had no idea what my gift will be for.
But we're blown away because actually, that you can't get that anywhere else. Like, seriously, there are not people out there like Siddique who are publishing and sharing one-on-one like this. I don't know of another consultant out there that's offering one-on-one like this anywhere. And to be able to offer 2 hours with it, along with all the training and stuff that AppZine Machine is going to give you, it's far and outweigh the best deal out there that I've seen.
Cool. Matt, you want to say something?
No, I think that's great. And I also think the mastermind idea, too, is, as you know, I mean, just look at what people have probably learned and what we've learned from each other just from this conversation. Imagine when you've got, 20 publishers, whatever it is, all sitting there on the same group Hangouts, just talking and sharing ideas and learning from each other's, successes. Like, that is incredibly powerful to learn from people that are in the trenches. So I think that in addition, Siddique, that was great, man.
Yeah, if you have never been to any mastermind, let me give you a tip. There's only 2 questions you need to answer. What has worked for you and what's the challenge? When you share what worked for you, I am learning something. I don't have to go through that whole damn thing, how to make it work. I can get all the kind of footprint from you.
Yep.
And the challenge, whatever the challenge for you, that may already work for me or somebody else in the team. Or we all work together to solve that problem. That's
support.
The 2 questions. Support. And that way nobody left behind, basically.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Everybody, and it's one of the most powerful things you can do in all parts of your life is have support on the journey. Mm-hmm. And so in this respect, what Siddique is offering, I'm telling everybody out there, we don't see this kind of stuff out there. So this is definitely a one-of-a-kind, very valuable offer that Siddique is making here.
Mm-hmm.
As we are about to close, again, make sure that this is a text. Text AZM 404-418-6019, or go to the link, jbgenius.com/appzinemachine, and this is my number. You can text me anytime, and hopefully we create a friendship for life, because I will be publishing magazine, you will be publishing magazine, so we will be friends, because I'm sure we can joint venture together, man. Come on.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much, Siddique. This has been great. I mean, again, we've learned a lot, and it's been, we're kind of mobile magazine publishing junkies. It's a mouthful. But we love doing this, so it's what we talk about all day long. So, this is always enjoyable to talk about it with someone else that's also doing it. So, want to thank you for your time, too.
You are welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Len Wright and Matt Lutz, for sharing your wisdom today with us. On the behalf of JV Genius community, we appreciate you. This is Muhammad Siddique. Wish you good luck, good sales. I do hope our path across again our next hangout. All good wishes.